Hello everyone. You have completed watching the first 2 videos of this series, which means you have understood the basics of modular coordination and the terms and definitions used in modular coordination system. That's great. So you have understood the following things so far. 1. What are basic module, M? A module of 100 millimeters. 2. What are multi-modules? A module which is an agreed multiple of 100 millimeters. 3. What are submodules? A module which is an agreed subdivision of 100 millimeters. For the application of a range of related dimensions, to the sizing of building components and assemblies and the buildings incorporating them. 5. What is modular reference system, modular points, modular lines, and modular planes? 6. What is a planning module? A multi-module chosen for a planning grid. Now, before we continue with video 03, my advice. In case you haven't watched them, please watch those videos first, and then come back to this one, because without understanding the basics, you might not follow this topic, method of using grids and planning. Handing it over to the tutor.
In this video, we learn about modular grids. As architects and engineers, we plan spaces. Hence, modular grids are used in the plans and sections of the building, with controlling planes and lines. Here we discuss different modular grids and their applications in horizontal and vertical planning. That is, plans and sections. Grid used are 100 mm into 100 mm, that is. Basic module, 1M and multiples of 1M. Like 3M, 6M, 9M, 12M, 15M. And so on. These are also called the series of recommended multimodular sizes for horizontal controlling dimensions, that is, while making building plans. So, how to use them? First, the structural grid. The recommended structural grid is 3M or multiples of 1M. 3M is chosen as most materials like the precast floor slabs are in multiples of this dimension. 3M also fits into the car park lots of 24M into 48M. So for building with basement or stilt parking, we have multi-module grid where the columns and shear wall can be on 3M grids. And the spaces, rooms, etc. can have a different grid, say of 6M, 9M, 12M, 24M, etc. Second, the horizontal multi-modules grid. In selecting the planning module, the designer will have to take into consideration the function of the building and which building components they want to use. So depending on the function of building, whether it is residential, or commercial, or hospital, or hotel, or something else, the sizes of rooms, spaces required, can be decided. So the grids used could be multiples of 6M, like 6, 12, 18, 24, 36, or 9M like 9, 18, 27, 36, or 12M like 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, and so on. So grids in multiples of 3M are convenient to work on, as they can cater to multiple uses. Okay. So you have understood structural grid and planning grid sizes. These are your primary module grids. Now, third. Doors can be in multiples of 1M, width and height. The measurements include the door frames. So many different door sizes can be accommodated in the same building. Example, in flats, we can use 750 mm for toilets, 900 mm for bedrooms, 1200 mm for main door, etc. Fourth, windows can be in multiples of 1M, width and height. The measurements include the window frames. So many different window sizes can be accommodated in the same building. 600 mm, 1000 mm, 1200 mm, 2400 mm, 2600 mm. Lastly, submodular increment of 0.5M or 0.25M. The thickness of many building components, example tile, glass, facades, may be governed by economic and functional considerations. The submodular increment is to allow for this. Please note that all these are recommended modular dimensions. The architect or designers can decide other sizes also depending on the requirements of individual projects. Okay. Now let's discuss types of modular grids. So we can have rectangular planning grids, such as 3M by 6M, or 6M by 9M, etc. Lastly, the most common grid used is called a tartan grid. This is an interrupted modular planning grid in which the intervals or bands of interruption, which are regularly spaced in both directions, and are of different modular order, NM, N-M. This pattern may be used in very regular plans, like those with columns at constant intervals throughout the floor. Hence we have understood that different modular grids may be superimposed on the same plan or elevation for different purposes, and they provide a continuous reference system in a project. Okay. This was some heavy learning, but this is the basics of how grids are, so we have to understand this. Now move on to the next video, which is on planning using modular coordination. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video. Press the bell icon so you get notifications of new videos on such varied topics.